Right guys, not even sure where to start with this one, but I'm guessing the video title has probably already given it away. So yes, I have sold the Racing Green. Now, some people might not like that, but ultimately, this channel is Classic Mini Workshop. It's about restoring and looking after classic minis, and I can't just collect them. I run out of space. I can't just keep the cars that I restore. Eventually they have to go. And unfortunately, that means the Racing Green has got to go to a new owner. But let me give you some thoughts on the car first. So I will often say I don't get emotionally attached to cars. They're just metal, rubber, plastic, and they're there to serve a purpose to get you from A to B. But in the case of the Racing Green, it really did mean something to me, and yeah, I've become emotionally attached to this car, so I'll be really sad to see it go. So like I said, Classic Mini Workshop, this channel is all about restoring minis, working on them, and me sharing my experiences with them. And every car I buy is a project. It's a project that will be sold at some point. There is probably only one car that I would not sell, or I certainly don't want to sell, and that would be PL. This was never really a project car. That is my personal car. But all the other cars on the channel, you know, my plan is always to restore them, have a bit of fun, make the videos, enjoy them for a bit, and then move them on. Through all the work I'd done on the Racing Green, I always knew it was going to go at some point. It's like having children. They grow up, they get married, they move out hopefully, and they have families of their own. It's inevitable. They're going to move on. But with this Racing Green, there was something different. I can't quite put my finger on it. I think I probably understand the reasons. It took me nearly 3 years to get to this point. So I put a lot of time, effort, pain, sweat, tears, blood into building this car, and invested a lot of money into it as well. And I love the way it drives. I wasn't sure whether I would do, being only a 1 litre, but it's a little fighter. It's a little champion. It almost makes it more fun that it's a small bore Mini. You want it to be the underdog. You want it to have the power. You want it to drive really well. And knowing that it goes the same as a 1275 Cooper, yeah, I don't know, it just makes it more fun to drive. But also, of all the Minis I've owned and restored like this over the years, this is the one that I've probably put the most amount of personal touches on. It's the one I probably went into the most amount of detail, because I knew it was a special car. An original John Cooper conversion, converted at John Cooper garages with all the provenance to go with it. I knew it was a little bit special, and I went over the top sometimes with buying things for the car. And like I mentioned on the video where I talked about how much it cost, I probably lost control with the costs a little bit, because if I was genuinely buying it to restore, to sell, to make money on, that's not the way to go about it. It's also arguably the most comprehensive restoration I have ever done by myself. It's the first time I have painted a car, full respray by myself, and it's one of the things that I'm still probably most proud of on the car. The paintwork is phenomenal. I'm really pleased with how it come out. But yeah, the time and effort that went into that, I guess what sort of gets me a little bit, and one of the things that I don't worry about, but a consideration now, I mean, I'm going to sound like I'm getting old here, but I'm 50 this year, and I think to myself, do I have the energy to put into a restoration like that again? I'm sure I will, and a lot of what keeps me going, and has done over the years, has been you subscribers giving me the thumbs up, leaving comments down the bottom, just genuinely engaging with me. There is many a time where it gets to the weekend and I think, I really can't be bothered this week, or I really need to go and do the gardening, or I need to paint the house, or I need to work on one of the other cars. But I think, you know, I've committed to uploading a video on a weekly basis, and I've done that for, I reckon it's ever since I've lived in this house, I think, so 6+ years. And yeah, it takes a lot of commitment to do that, and but it's that commitment that gets restorations like this finished, rather than midway through losing your enthusiasm and sitting in a garage and collecting dust. So I'm sure there'll be those of you that will be disappointed to see the Racing Green go, and I do apologise for that. I would, like I say, I would love to keep all my cars, but I would have no channel. I have limited space, I have limited funds. I can't just keep buying minis, spending well over £10,000, £16,000 on the Racing Green, and then just keep it forever. For me, they're a way of saving money. I get a return on my investment. At least I get back what I've put into the car in terms of the cost of parts and consumables. What I don't get back though is my time. And I just mentioned my age. That does become a consideration now. You think you can only do this for so long, actually. So at some point, you've got to do a car for yourself, and I will do, but it's not this car. So yeah, tonight I shall go to bed and I'll genuinely be sad. In fact, I've been sad for the last few days knowing that the car is definitely going to go. So it's been sold for a while. I've had a deposit for a while, but you know, until the guy actually turns up and buys the car, the realisation doesn't sort of hit you that it might be going. So yeah, I've been genuinely pretty gutted the last few days, but there will be another Mini. I've been looking very, very hard, and what I would have loved to have done was have that other Project Mini ready to show you at the point this was sold, but unfortunately just doesn't work out like that. I've not quite found the right Mini yet. Thank you for everyone that has sent in details of their Minis. I'm literally just working through them in order at the moment, in order of when I can get out to see them, how far they are away, and do they fit the sort of Mini I'm looking for. So thanks everyone for sending details, and hopefully I'll have a new project to share on the channel soon. So John, the new owner, will be here tomorrow. He's coming all the way from down in Plymouth, so I'm going to pick him up from the train station. And yeah, I just hope that he enjoys the car. There's lots of little bits on the car actually that I think if I was keeping this car for my own, I would do that. There's, you know, just the little John Cooper accessories and just silly little things like Cooper emblem dust caps. So I've honestly looked at them and thought I'll order them, and I thought, don't do everything, Keith, because you want to leave something for the new owner. So yeah, I think one of the other things as well, I didn't hold anything back. I've done the best I could do with this car. Is it the best Mini in the world? No. Are there better restorations out there? Yes, I'm sure there is. Are there better paint jobs? Yes, I'm sure there is as well. But for me, this was the best I could do in my garage. And some things, you know, I probably spent 4 hours on each door, making sure I get the gaps perfect, fettling the metalwork, playing around with the hinges. You know, on the front end, I spent hours and hours and hours. Again, probably 4 or 5 hours just clamping and unclamping the front end to make sure I got it all aligned properly. So yeah, in comparison, I love PL. This is my forever car. This is my personal car. That's never been restored, and I've never restored it. It's had lots of bodywork and lots of repairs done on it over the years, but in comparison, PL looks lovely. It is a 6-footer of a car. It looks fantastic from 6 foot away, but it does show its age here and there. I've got the odd rust bubble and scab, but there are things like door gaps and things like that that are just shocking on this car. And yeah, I don't ever want to detract from its value, but that's where people have done work on it in the past, and they've not necessarily had the same care and attention that you would do if it was your own car. And I've got to say, the new owner, John, was very, very understanding. He offered me on the car a long time ago now. It was the beginning of the year. It was only just finished. And I said to him, I said, I don't actually want to sell it at the moment. I've put all this time and effort into it. I do actually want to use it a little bit. I want to do a couple of shows. And he said, that's no problem, Keith. I'm in no rush. I just want to reserve that Mini. So in that time, I've done over 750 miles in the car now. And I've done 2 mini shows. And it's the wrong time of year to be doing mini shows and things like that. But I just couldn't let it go without having had a little bit of fun in it myself. So there we go. I guess the next clip is going to be me handing the keys over to John, and maybe I'll have a little bit of a chat with him. I'm not sure whether he's camera shy or not, but just from me, thank you all very, very much for joining me on this journey. Like I say, for watching the videos and giving me the support. I really, really do appreciate it. And I'm really looking forward to starting another project and going through it all again. Okay, so the day has finally come. The Racing Green is going to its new owner, John, who's come all the way from Plymouth to collect the car. As Mark Brewer would say, hold out your hand. And congratulations on owning the Racing Green.
Thank you.
I thought what I'd do, just a bit interesting, I'll just ask you a few questions just to really find out a little bit about you and what your plans are with the Mini. So what drew you to this classic Mini in the first place?
Good question. I think, well, first of all, you having done the restoration was a big plus. But I think the other thing as well is I wanted a Mini with a bit more heritage, and I think the Cooper conversion, you know, the things which are a bit different, like the twin carbs and the leather seats. I think that's what drew me to it. So.
Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, again, when I built it, it was all about the heritage of the car. Interestingly, the Brooklands video, which hasn't gone out yet, you'll see that on Sunday, has got Peter Selby's John Cooper conversion car. It looks identical to this, so it'd be interesting for you to see that on Sunday. But as far as I'm aware, there are only about 3 or 4 of the Racing Greens in the 30th anniversary livery with the conversion. So I think there were no official records kept, but I think they only actually made about 125 conversions in the UK. Some of them would have been done at the Rover dealerships, but obviously the really rare cars are the ones that were done down at John Cooper garages. So obviously I know, but it'd be interesting for the viewers. So have you owned a Mini before, or is this your first one?
This is actually my 3rd Mini. I've had 2 British Open Classics, so there's a bit of a theme going on with British Racing Green, which is obviously the best colour, not biased at all. I originally had a Beetle when I was 17, and after a long spell of not having had a classic, I had to have another one, and I fell in love with Minis, and here we are. So
what are your plans for the car? Will you modify it or keep it as it is?
Tough question. So my plan today is to get back to Plymouth, so that's a 250-mile drive, so fingers crossed, but I'm sure I'll be fine. Generally just to enjoy it around the twisty B roads down in South Devon, going to cafes near the beach, all that sort of stuff, with the kids, the dog, few car shows. In terms of modifying it, no plans. I think just keep it as is. I mean, I like the fact that it's obviously, as I mentioned earlier, all the Cooper heritage.
Is there anything, what's your favourite thing about this Mini? Is there anything you're like, oh, I really like that?
I think having just driven it, I think the twin carbs, because having only been used to single carb, that sort of throaty kind of burble noise really is nice.
Yeah, I think that's what sold it for me as well. Yeah. It's one of the really nice features is just that roar through the. Yeah. You can hear it through the bulkhead. Did you have any dream cars growing up? Was one of them a Mini, or was it something else?
Really good question. My dream car was a Ford Capri. I don't really want one now. Maybe some people on the channel have got one, so my apologies for that. But I don't think a Mini was ever a dream car, but now it is.
Do you have any long-term plans for the car? Obviously, you know, things like shows, track days, or anything like that. What's your Mini life?
So generally, I try to stay quite local. I'm one of these people that doesn't like to take them out in the rain much. However, we live quite close to the ferry in France, and my wife's French, so we do go over there quite a bit. So longer term, I'd really like to go on sort of a bit of a tour rally type thing with other classic cars, maybe have a bit of a blast around France, stay at some nice places, and I think it'd be really fun to drive a Mini around in France, because they're perhaps a bit more rare than they are here in the UK.
Well, I think that's it for the questions, so thanks for that. It's really interesting. Hope the viewers find it interesting as well, but keep in touch. Yeah. Please send me photos of it, show me what you're up to. You know, if I get a chance, I'll share them on the channel as well. I'm sure you know, this restoration went on almost, I think it was June 2022, so almost 3 years. So yeah, like I said, guys, just thanks everyone for watching the videos, for leaving the comments and giving me the support. For me, you know, it is sometimes a challenge to get out in here and get the motivation to come out here working on the cars, but for me it's the channel which keeps me sort of going and you know, gets the minis built. So thanks everyone, I appreciate that, and thanks John for sharing some insight. Well, that's it. The Racing Green has gone. Yeah, once again, thank you very much for watching the series. Hope you enjoyed it. I thoroughly did. I'm very, very proud of that car. We've now got a big empty space. So what are we going to do with it? You'll find out soon. Keep watching. Cheers.